Power 92. We are #1 in the streets.
It's right to the straight heat on your radio. It's right here on Power 92, the station that's been busted since 2001. And yes, on the line right now, we're doing this special thing for the entire month of June. It's about Black Music Month and the history of it, all right? And we celebrating that. And we celebrating it about producers right now. And I'm on here with the big homie, Toxic. What's popping?
What's up, my boy? How you doing, Nathan?
Man, I'm good, blessed, can't complain, man. Out here getting it in.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you're here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shout out to Bam for putting this together. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, she was like, yeah, you should do this because you're a producer. You should talk to all the producers and we should just talk about producer things. So that's what we here, man. That's why we here, brother.
That's love, man. Shout out to Bam, man. You already know.
Absolutely, absolutely. So for the people who might not know who you are, you know what I'm saying, introduce yourself to them. Let them know your accolades, you know what I'm saying? Let them know what's been going on with you.
Yeah, my name Toxic. I'm a producer from Chicago, born and raised on the west side of Chicago, man. Holy City. Grew up, you know, I started off as an MC. So I was rapping at first, man. And I got signed to Ichiban Records way back in the day. And then from then I started producing my own records, you know, and then after that, you know, I linked up with Twista. We had a big company we had here in Chicago, man. And then I started really just grinding it out. And then we did the Kamikaze record, which, you know, gave me my first, you know, platinum plaque, you know. And then from there, man, I just started working with everybody and anybody in the industry, you know what I mean? And just trying to keep grinding to make my name, man. I'm actually a Grammy-winning producer now too, man. With you know, we did the joint with Cardi. So man, I'm just happy to be here, man. But that's part of my story. It's a lot more, but I just try to compress it. You feel me?
I feel you. You got it in there. You got a lot in there. Now we just got to go back to the top, man. Go back to the top. I know you said that you was rapping at first and you came into production, but what made you even want to get inside the music industry? You know what I'm saying? Just to start rapping. Where'd that come from?
So man, I really started rapping when I was probably like about 9 years old. You feel me? So it was tough back in the day because when we was coming up, wasn't nobody really rapping, you know? It was just really just us trying to love and hip hop, you know what I'm saying, and really wanted to do this for our life. So I started at 9 rapping, and then I first got my first break when I got signed to, I started my group was called The Chamber. And so shout out to my man Riot One and Chainsaw. We started a group and we got signed to Ichiban Records, but I started around 9 years old, just to answer that question.
Definitely. Who's the inspiration though? Because you said you didn't have nobody. So who did you see rap that you was like, I need that in my life?
Okay, so I'll tell you, it was really my inspiration in music was Michael Jackson, to be honest with you. So that's when I first wrote my first song, you feel me? Mm-hmm. And then after I wrote my first song, of course I loved hip hop. So then it came LL, you know what I'm saying? LL was my inspiration. So when I saw LL doing it, I started taking my shirt off and everything and trying to be like this. I just hip hop was it, man. So back in the day, so it became one of those things where, I was in love with all the New York artists and wanted to be that, but we had started our own community here. And I was just, you know what I'm saying, we was grinding it out too, trying to make a name for ourselves. You feel me?
Absolutely. Just a little fun fact, Cut Creator, right? Cut created LL Cool J's DJ was one of the reasons why I wanted to get into the game. You know what I'm saying?
There it is. Go, Cut Creator, go. Yeah,
buddy.
So you was loving the DJ, I was loving the rapper. You know what I mean?
Right.
There it is.
That's what's up.
That's cool.
All right. So production, man, let's go into it. Making beats. Now, of course, you said that you had to make the production because you was rapping yourself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but was that the real reason, or did you have a little bug of wanting to make your own beats as well?
So it's a real simple story to that. So I was getting beats from my DJs or my producers that was working with me with the group, right? But I had always just looked at him work on the MPC, you know what I'm saying? And I was always amazed by what he was doing. So I always had a little itch for it, but I never really got a chance to really lock in with the MPC because he was always doing the beats. But I would go find samples, go to the sample store, like Out of the Pass on the West Side and all the other places we used to go get records. I know you know.
Yes, sir.
And hours in the record store finding records, bro. That was what we did. But so that was one of the things I did. So I always had an itch for it, but I never wanted to do it. So one day we had to actually finish my album for the Chamber. Our first album we was going to release, and we only had 2 weeks to do it, right? And one night my DJ went to sleep. You know, he was a little drunk. He had drunk too much, and he went to sleep. And we had another beat to do, actually the intro of the album. And I was like, you know what? Let me get on this MP. I had watched him so long, I just knew where the buttons was and shit. And can I curse?
You good.
Okay. I just knew where the buttons was and shit, and I just punched the buttons and started making the beat. And I actually made the first beat on that album. The intro was my beat. That was my first beat. You feel me? So that was how I started. So once I started doing it, I was like, man, I got to keep doing this. I love producing. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You first get that itch, you start seeing it, you in there, you actually do it. That's what's up. You know, I think that's why everybody gets into production. You know what I'm saying? Even for me, because production for me wasn't something that I just looked forward to. You know what I'm saying? Like that was something I'd like just, I want to say by accident, but you know, you just see people doing it. You be like, all right, let me try it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
You try it out, and it becomes something fun to do, man. It definitely is.
So is that how you started too? Like really just trying it, like you know what I mean, on the production side, because you was a DJ first, right?
Yeah, DJing at first. So like how the beat making part came in for me was my buddy, her name is Jenna Rush, all right, DJ Jenna Rush.
Okay.
She was like, I'm gonna buy this drum machine from Paul Johnson, God rest his soul. But he had a RZ1 he was selling, and he sold it to her. You know what I'm saying? Right. And we brought it back to my crib. I had she had the RZ1, all right, and she left it at my house. Then I had, I was playing around with it. I was like, okay, cool. I like this. The sampling, you can only sample like 1 second. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
You had to be extremely careful or picky about what would you go sample.
Like the SP12, like the SP12, you like that,
yeah. So you had like 1 or 2 seconds to work with it. You know what I'm saying? Playing around with it, and then I got into it a little bit more. Then I was like, I need some more sounds, and I think I went to a pawn shop. Ended up buying the DR660, the Boss DR660. That was like the first drum machine that I bought. You know what I'm saying? And then I MIDI that one together.
Yeah,
you know about that one.
Yeah.
So I MIDI that one together with the RZ1. Now the MPC was out of our range. It costs too damn much money.
Yeah, you had to have a little change to get an MPC.
Man, I'm talking about like.
Well, look, we only had one MPC, so we was handing that motherfucker back and forth. Everybody was using it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Go ahead, though.
Yeah, man. So just on that level, you know what I'm saying? Just wanting to sample more, use just the beats or whatever. So we had to use what we use. So I had this DR660, I had the RZ1, I made it together, and then I got a Roland JS30 sampler. Now this sampler was the worst, bro. Why? Because it never triggered on time. You know what I'm saying? Wow.
That's crazy. How did you work with it?
Bro, you know what? After a while, you just had to take it. You know what I'm saying? You just hope that you record it and that that everything triggered on time for you as best as it possibly could. You know what I'm saying? So if it did go off, you just was like, forget it. It is what it is. Fuck it. We're just gonna let it roll. It's just a part of the song. It is what it is.
Right.
So
let that be. But let it be.
Let it be. It's just what it is. That's the art of it, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But did a lot of records with the JS30, RZ1, and that 660. I used to run my kick through this Newmark. Now, this is what I learned about mixing because we didn't have a mix board. So I used to run it into the mic input, just the kick into the mic part and turn the bass up, and that motherfucker was hitting like boom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I could isolate was the kick. You know what I'm saying? But it was hitting.
That's what you need to hit. Goddamn it, that kick. Yep.
Yes. That's the one. Everybody loved my records because the fucking kick was going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, how the hell did you get your kick like that? And I was running it through a mic input, and I would just turn it all the way up till it almost. Well, you know what? I had it distorted coming in, but I could turn it down, so it was just hitting. It just hit right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So that was like my first drum machine, type of situation. Now, of course, let's fast forward. You know what I'm saying? Like your first, you did your own first placement. You did your own record. You know what I'm saying? That was the intro. Yeah. Your first big record. What was that process to get that first big placement for you?
Yeah, so my first placement actually was I did a placement with a big placement. Well, I would say it was with Razzcast. I did a song with Razzcast, you know what I mean? And that was my first placement that I got, like outside of the stuff I was doing, because I was grinding. You know what I'm saying? With we was over at Seawall with the legendary Trackster. Yeah. He actually gave me like my first wheels to actually start being a producer. He put me in the B room. He was in the A room. And like I was there when we was making all of the Adrenaline Rush, the beginnings of that, the Snipers, you know what I mean? Like when we was doing all that, but he put me in there. So then that's what the first record I got was with Razzcast. Okay. Now my first big record or hit record, you don't want to know that yet, or you do?
No. I mean, go there. The whole thing is this. This is what I want. I want the people that's watching right now, my producers that's watching this right now. I need them to understand the process of getting the placement and what it takes to get to that point. Because a lot of times, a lot of producers in the room right now, they working, and they just don't know how to get that shit out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I was in the right place at the right time with that one. I'm gonna keep it transparent. You know what I mean? And so I was given an opportunity. But the one thing I can tell you is anytime you're given an opportunity, no matter how small or big you think it is, take full advantage of those opportunities. Like a lot of times I see the younger producers nowadays, they be like, they don't want to work with that person, or they don't want to work with this person, or they feel like they don't want this person rapping on a beat or singing on a beat. You feel me? Mm-hmm. I don't think like that. Even nowadays, like I look at every opportunity as something special, and I try to take full advantage of everything. So that was a big song for me because it was, I was given an opportunity, and so I took advantage of it. And from there, I started to, get a name for myself. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And even like the local artists that I was doing back then too, it's like some of them became bigger artists, you know what I mean? And so I was able to actually do their records because I didn't shun away from the opportunity. So that's my message for them, like for producers that's, really want to know how to really get it going. Just take advantage of every opportunity. You feel me?
Absolutely. Don't hold back. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know the culture and the code and in the city right now. You don't want to mess with this person because he over here and all this other stuff. But at some point, you got to learn that this is all business. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
it's definitely all business. And it's like once you get that mentality to kind of understand that you have to take care of your business. And I don't have no emotion when it comes to my business, you know what I mean, in the music industry. And you have to know how to brush certain shit off your shoulder. You have to also know how to nurture relationships. So one of the biggest things I could tell producers or anybody, any artist, nurture relationships. Don't go around here burning no motherfucking bridges, because that shit gonna come back to haunt you. You know what I'm saying? You got to know how to nurture relationships. And that's one of the reasons why I've been successful and I've lasted so long. You got to think, we talking a number of years. I don't want to say it because I might date myself, but y'all know how long I've been around. But the way I'm able to do it is because I know how to nurture and relish the relationships that I get. And I don't try to fuck people over or burn bridges. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, bro, that's the most important part. I'm glad you dropped that gem. Take care of the business. Don't burn your bridges. Come on, people. Everything is about relationships. The reason why I'm in this seat with this mic is it because of a relationship that I had back in the day that I didn't fuck over.
And with that being said, it's like, man, like certain people, as we go on, we fall out with people, just us falling out, like normal shit, organically, it happens. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it's a difference between falling out and being disrespectful and burning a bridge. You know what I mean? Like everybody not gonna relate with each other for the rest of their lives. You know what I mean? But like I say, like I mentioned the legendary Trackster, like he's one of the most important people for me in my career because he gave me a shot. You know what I'm saying? Like my keyboard had broke at the crib, you know what I mean? And I didn't have no other keyboard. And I had plugged in the wrong fucking power supply to my keyboard. And I called him and I said, man, I need another keyboard. You feel me? He was like, Tox, why don't you just come up here to the studio and work with me in the B room? You know what I mean? And I was like, straight up. And that was it. That's how I really started. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, as far as like being a producer and being on a different level, you know what I mean? Because before then I was just gonna be rocking in my house and just making beats from the crib, you feel me? But he gave me a chance to get in that B room. And when he gave me that B room, I didn't stop from there. I was like, this is where I'm finna be. This is what I'm finna do. And I made a name for myself. You feel me?
Definitely did, man. Went crazy with it. Now we need to talk about that. I mean, your name, as far as the whole Twista, you know what I'm saying, all of that whole situation right there, Trackster, that's what your name melts into that. You know what I'm saying? How was that experience? Like, what was y'all in there? Did you cook up first before you gave the beat out there, or did they come in there and cook with you? Like, tell us the process of like working with Twista, bro. What's that all about?
So I tell you, like before I begin, you know, with the process and everything, let me just say this, like, by far, Twista is probably the most important person to me in my career, you know what I mean? And, you know, even though I had people give me a shot, Twista helped me to become the producer that I am today, you know what I mean? And the reason he did that is because I was put in a situation, in a scenario where I had to perform. I had to do what I had to do because I'm working with Twista. So I can't come with no bullshit. And I also got to impress this guy, you know what I mean? And make him believe in me and who I am as a producer, you know what I mean? So we had a record company that we started, and we did very well with that company, man. We sold over 500,000 units independently, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I was one of the main producers with the company. So I had to produce for all these artists that we had in the company, but I also had to produce for Twista. So he would come in the studio sometime, dude, and he would just shoot my beats down, like, Tox, get that bullshit out of here, you know what I mean? And I would have to take that shit and just, it's coming from Twista. I would have to take it and be like, sometimes I would feel a certain way about it, but it only motivated me because I was like, damn, he ain't like that. So I would go back and make 10 more beats to try to get him. Now I know out of these 10, he gonna like something, you know what I mean? But it was because I said, I'm not gonna stop, you know what I mean? And Twista was always very transparent with me and real with me. So he'll tell me what wasn't dope, and he wasn't sugarcoating shit. So it made me strong as a producer, like, very quick, you know what I mean? Very quick. So, and then like, as far as making the shit, like I used to make beats right in his face, like Kill Us All, that's on Kamikaze. I made that in like 20 minutes, like right there in his face, you know what I mean? He was like, Tox, make me a beat like this. And I was like, all right, and tap that shit out, you feel me? So yeah, I was always like, I was right there in the midst of it, but I was working hard, bro, you know what I mean? To really get motherfuckers to really feeling what I was doing. You know,
that's what's up. That's what's up. I people need to hear that. You know what I'm saying? That's another reason why when you talked about the fact that he was shooting it down and you went back and you went to work on it, you didn't get all like beat up inside about it, like, oh my gosh, my career's over. It made you better.
Nah, because I knew that in order for me to be, you know, better, I had to take that shit. See, that's the point too. Like, you got to have tough skin. Like in any profession you in, you know what I'm saying? You got to know that you're going to face resentment and times where people don't like what the fuck you're doing, you know what I mean? But the strong motherfucker, the motherfucker that succeeds is the one that can get past that and understand that emotions don't exist here. It's all about the product and what you got to put out, you know what I mean? So whatever the record, whatever the song tells you it needs, do that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like me and Boogs talk all the time about that. Like, we don't care about none of that other shit. Whatever the song needs, that's what we're gonna do. You know what I mean? Whatever the artist want, that's what we're gonna do. You know what I mean?
That's what's up, man. See y'all. Hey, I appreciate y'all. I talked to XL last week. Boogs on the first part of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of y'all got the same mentality, which is take care of the business. You know what I'm saying? Knock that shit out, get it done, and not putting the emotions and you know what I'm saying, putting your feelings in front of it. Hey, when it's time to work, it's time to work.
Time to work. And you know, the only feeling you need is a vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like you need the vibe. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and that's all you need, because normally if you're a dope motherfucker and you vibing, you're gonna normally get in any room and vibe with the people that's in there. You feel me? You just gotta catch a vibe and then be able to produce what you need to produce from that vibe. You feel me? So so a lot of times I don't even go into rooms with no expectation or nothing. I just go in and I'll be like, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. And I know if I have to do something different, I know how to do something different. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's what it is.
That's what's up. And I wanted to direct towards that. You know what I'm saying? When you were talking about the vibe that you create, you know what I'm saying? Well, you got to catch the vibes. But do you create vibes? You know what I'm saying? Like what it takes for you to produce, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, what does it take for you to like get in the mood to want to work? Do you work every day? Or do you just get to the point where it's like, if I do when I feel like it? Where you at with it?
Nah. I'm every day. I'm an everyday dude. Like I got a lot of other businesses too, but I'm an everyday dude when it comes to the studio. Like I got like 2 or 3 facilities. You know what I mean? But this is my main spot. It's called Blockhouse. Me and Twista, you know, actually built this spot together. You know what I mean? But I'm an everyday guy. I get in here, and no matter what, I gotta be in the studio to either create something or mix a record or figure out or grind with the guys. I actually have a production team now, so it's not just me now. You know what I mean? So after years of producing and doing my own records, I decided, you know, probably about 10 years ago to start, you know, helping other young producers and bringing them onto my team. You know what I mean? To give other people opportunities too at the same time. But also there's a supply and demand that, you know what I'm saying, sometimes one producer can't really meet, especially when you're in my shoes, you know what I mean? Because I have so many things coming at me at once, you know what I mean? So we're into the license, we license music, we work on multiple projects at one time. So it's a lot going on, you know what I mean? So I have a production team, you know, as well.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. And how do you get them motivated? You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, you the boss. You know what I'm saying? What do you say to the guys to get them to tee up?
Shit, they see all these plaques in this motherfucker and they get that motivated enough. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then, but you know, also it's the fact that, you know, I think by nature I'm that type of person because I've never stopped working, and studio is my life. So to be able to motivate, you know what I mean, is just basically them seeing a lot of my example and the things that I've done. But then when we get in here, it's like, man, like let's grind it out. You know what I mean? We can definitely get to a point where you can get to a point where you can, you know, have some of the things that I have from production, but also you just want to grind anyway because you want to let motherfuckers see how dope you are, you know what I'm saying? And the shit that you could actually come up with. And I'm the resource guy, so I can give them those resources that they would normally not ever have. You know what I mean? So that's a motivation in itself because they know somebody's going to hear my shit. You know what I mean? The person that I want to hear my shit is going to actually hear it. You know what I mean? No matter who it is, I can get to them. You know what I mean? Or I have a relationship with them. You feel me? So that's motivation in itself, you know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to understand the psychology. You know, you get some people that don't really understand that this is a job. You know, when you want to produce and make records, you got to make them joints every day. You know what I'm saying? You got to put yourself on the schedule. You know, and then I like the way that at one point in time when I was producing, I mimicked the Neptunes. You know what I'm saying? The Neptunes were Pharrell. But what he said was, he's like, listen, I only produce from 9 to 5. I'm in the studio from 9 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, I shut that shit off and I skateboard. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to understand, like, is there a way to, where's the balance? You know what I'm saying? Because some people have families already.
Let me tell you something, bro. I don't have no motherfucking balance, man. Like, that's one of the things that I'm working on, bro. Like, even now, like, I don't have no balance, bro. That's the reason why. And I need to get that because I'm a little older now and I gotta watch my health and shit and getting enough sleep and all that shit. But I don't really have no balance, man. Like, and I've been like that ever since. Like, if I get an idea or whatever, and if I'm not, don't get me to working on multiple projects at a time, bro. Like, I never leave this motherfucker. Like I be in here like constantly. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I do need to find balance. Like when you said Pharrell said 9 to 5, that's interesting because if I did that, I would probably, you know what I'm saying? I guess I would get a little more sleep and because you do need your mind to be working too. You know what I mean? You can't be overworking yourself to the point where you don't really can't think of shit. You feel me? Yeah. So I'm working on that. I'm working on it. I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't got that shit yet. I ain't got it.
That's I mean, and it's cool. See, that's the thing. It's like everybody has their own. And when I was producing and I was working with my guy Manny over there for 20 Fingers, I guess, you know what I'm saying? He did a record, Short Dick Man. That he was part of that team and everything. So he was that guy. I was word. Right. So when I was working with him, we would be in the studio every day. You know what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't I would literally miss my kids. Like, damn, like I'm in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But we was working. We was grinding out. And we grinded out a lot of good records, you know what I'm saying, out of there. You know, I produced a couple of joints for Shauna. Me and Lil Wish had some big joints. I was doing a bunch of juke remixes. I was like, it was just a whole lot of work. But I think what happened to me during that time, you know what I'm saying, is that I got to a place where I felt like production to me, was jail, bro. It felt like I could not do shit in life. You know what I'm saying? But go to
because you was locked in, yeah.
I was locked in. And I don't know. For me, it did something to me because I needed to because I'm a DJ too. You know what I'm saying? Right. So DJing and going out to see how people experience records compared to like being in the studio creating those records, I guess I needed both. You know what I'm saying? I needed both at that time. You know what I'm saying? So I can see, oh, that's what they jumping to. Okay, let me go in the lab and try to like put something together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know,
no, I get it. But it's interesting that you said it felt like jail because I guess what you're saying is basically like you was locked in so much that, you know what I'm saying, that you really, that's all you was doing. You feel me? That's all you was doing was making music, and it didn't allow you to do other shit or have time for other shit. Yeah. And sometimes it could feel like that because that's why you got to have a real passion for this shit. Yeah. You can't do this shit to make money. You know what I mean? Like this shit got to be something that you really want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You pushed it. That was my problem. I think that was my biggest problem with it is because I was looking at and reading all of the stories about Timberland getting $100,000 a beat. You know what I'm saying? Like all this money that you could create from just producing. Like I'm thinking, like I'm trying to change my family life. This shit ain't happening fast enough. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I try to like. You know, when I tell my son right now, this is the Mr. Miyagi to a lot of different things that go on concerning production and being in the studio. I was like, bro, son, you cannot be in this for money. Don't look forward to the bread. Do this shit because you really love to do music. You know what I'm saying?
It's a passion thing. And anybody that's trying to do it as a producer, as an artist, if you're just doing it for money, you might make the money, but your longevity is not going to be there. You know what I mean? Because you got to have passion. Like that's the reason why I can tell you I survived because nothing would make me quit, even when I didn't have $0. You know what I mean? And it might have been a lot of times a motherfucker thought I had millions of dollars and I had $0. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if I took those times to quit or to give up, you know, those would be the times to actually do it because I didn't have no money. But for me, it was more about the passion of the music and me just loving music and loving hip hop. And loving to produce and loving to get on the MPC. Like I love the MPC. Like I said, I got one in my office. This is my office. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I got another one in the other room. But you know, I keep it by me, man. And I keep all the time when I get ideas, it's just there. No matter how old I get or how long I've been doing it, I do this shit for the rest of my life because I love it. You know, it ain't about the money. So that shit gonna follow you. Like the money gonna follow you. If the passion is there, the money will follow you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Y'all hear that, people? don't get jaded because the bread is not there. And I know that's what a lot of frustrating situations going on with producers that sitting in their house right now trying to figure it out because it's a lot of money being made in the game, like out of nowhere. Some people just start producing 6 months ago and killing shit. And you like, God, what's going on? Why? I just can't catch a parlay like that. You know what I'm saying? So
And like I got shorties right now that some of the shorties that I know that are really dope that's coming up in the city. And I always look at them like some of them I can catch them right before they be the shit, you know what I'm saying? But I already know they got the talent to do it. And I try to bring them in and I try to tell them what they need to focus on. You got the talent, but now you're about to blow. So when you blow, when you start getting all these placements, understand that it is a business and understand how to navigate through the shit once you start getting shit popping. You know what I mean? Keep your head on. It ain't all about the glitz and glamour. That shit don't mean nothing. You know what I mean? It's about you keeping your head on, especially when you start getting these major opportunities. Me and Twista had a school that we had here. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it was called Maps for Music. So musicians, artists, producers, songwriters, you know what I mean? Yeah. And we was teaching the business of music. And so we had like 30 students, man. And it was a complete success. And what we end up doing, we thought we was going in there just to teach the business of music. But what we end up doing was saving a lot of people's lives, like literally saving some people's lives, but also bringing together groups of people that probably would have never met. And now a lot of those people are making music together and a lot of other different things. But like I say, it taught me something too by doing that program, because it taught me that, you know, I can be a resource in different ways to kind of giving my experiences and my knowledge to these people or producers and songwriters and even musicians, and telling them my experiences that help them to get to the next level. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know, I don't know how I went off on that shit, but
no. But that's important. It's important because you know, a lot of times, you know, again, there's a lot of the mental stress that goes along with trying to be your own entrepreneur and work for yourself. And the money's not coming in, and you don't understand the business, you don't understand the relationships or anything like that. It can get very frustrating. You get what I'm saying? And I think that's what's going on with a lot of the shorties that's in the hood right now, is that they trying to figure everything out, but they acting out in the wrong way. They moving in the wrong direction. You get what I'm saying? So
and that's the thing. Like, it's amazing to me when I see it sometimes, and it's also disappointing to me when I see certain things like this, because I realize that it's just they're being misguided. You know what I mean? And a lot of it is from the music. You know what I mean? And what they think is supposed to be real with the music is not really what's supposed to be, you know, in reality, because when you get older and you have responsibility and you have, you know, you have different things that you have to actually live for, and other people you have to live for, and things you have to understand as an adult, that shit ain't gonna matter later on, you know what I mean? But, you know, as young people, sometimes I think they look at the wrong thing and grab that as the thing to guide them, you know what I mean? And a lot of times, not a lot of times, all the time, that shit ain't right, you know what I mean? Like, so this is a business, and you have to actually take care of your business. And if you get put on, or you start getting these opportunities, you know, figure out how to handle your business. You might have to bring a team in with you to help you, you know what I'm saying? It ain't just about you trying to do 50 million jobs for yourself, you know what I mean? Get some people to help you, you know what I mean? Even though I know this is an independent world we live in now, and everybody think they can do all the jobs themselves, you know, you really can't, you know? You gotta have some people around you that's gonna not only help you, but also guide you in the right direction.
absolutely. Now, putting together that team, what's the first person, who the first person I should put on my team as far as building one up if I want to be a major person in this production game?
Well, I guess you need an assistant, you know what I'm saying? Or you could call it manager or an assistant. I do a lot of shit myself because I have so many connections, but I still need an assistant. You know what I mean? I need somebody to help me to kind of channel in all the things I got going on. You know what I mean? So for any producer that's getting a lot of placements, or that's want to start to get a lot of placements, think about getting somebody to help you to do your day-to-day shit, you know what I'm saying? But then also the next thing you need is a really great attorney, you know what I'm saying? And not only one attorney, you probably need a few of them, you know what I mean? So, and you sometimes you got to have your attorney watching the other attorney, you know what I'm saying, looking at the other paperwork.
Hey, hold on, wait. That's Notorious B.I.G. put that in one of his raps. What is an attorney watching the other attorney to make sure this is some real shit.
It's so real, bro, because basically what I'm saying is sometimes you need a second opinion, you know what I mean? Yeah. But if you got a real good person or attorney, like I got great attorneys that really I trust, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, and so I've been with them for a long time, you know what I mean? But if I ever need like a different opinion, or if I need a different price sometime, I go to my other attorney. I keep it 100, you know what I mean?
Hey, no, this is real right here. We need that because a lot of times people get locked into situations, don't really understand why things are going down. And nobody, that's the reason why I love this community compared to what it was before. This community production age and this age is all about sharing information. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of stuff that I go back to my son, he learned off of watching YouTube. You get what I'm saying? Using Fruity Loops, everything as far as production. He got a little bit from me, but he sat there and watched people on YouTube share about what they're doing. I think that's the best thing about this community now with sharing.
It's an incredible thing, man. And Nate, is like when you began as me, as Toxic, and when the whole beat tight beats started coming out and the producers was selling their beats online for all for this small money, it took away a little bit of what we were doing, you know what I mean? Because there was so many people making beats. And initially you'd be like, damn, this, so many beat makers now, you know what I'm saying? It's taken away from what I'm doing. But then I started to understand that it was really helpful, you know what I'm saying? Because you got a community of people that's sharing information, that's doing things like that, you know what I mean? And it's like now I've learned how to deal with that part of it too, but it's a great thing that's going on with these producers and what's going on, like everybody sharing information, you know what I'm saying? Learn how to produce, like you said, your son did, you know what I mean? So that's all that information is just readily available. And I got people back in the day that never produced, never rapped, always used to laugh at me about rapping, or they either rapping or they kids rapping or producing. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, damn, where y'all come from with this shit? But you definitely can't hate on that, bro. It's a good thing, you know what I'm saying, that comes out of that. And as long as we can keep our kids with some activity that keeps them off the street or helps them, guide them in a way where they can build entrepreneurship and make money, that's the most important thing, you know what I mean? Because we need to build opportunities, and music just so happened to be one of the greatest opportunities for us now. And that's why everybody love it, man.
That's what's up, man. I'm glad everybody doing their thing. I mean, it's a beautiful thing right now. I was about to jump into the computer age for you because you started off with MPC. You know what I'm saying? What's in your room when you working? What do you use? I know it's the MPC, but what else you using right now?
So I'm real simple. You know what I'm saying? I use the MPC and I use Pro Tools. You know what I mean? I also use, like, of course, some outboard gear, like certain mic compressors, like the Avalon and Universal Technique. You know what I'm saying? Those type of compressors and stuff like that too. But that's really what I use. You know what I mean? And then my producers, they be using Fruity Loops and all these other programs. Like a lot of them do stuff on different things. You know what I mean? So, but for me, it's like whatever works for you the best, you know what I mean? No matter if some new equipment, like Premiere still be using the SB12, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, whatever works for you, you know what I mean, is what you should use to get you efficiently help you to work fast, you know what I mean? The thing is to work fast, work efficient and work fast, because fast is gonna get you to vibe, because you can't vibe if you vibing on some shit and your computer or whatever you're working on slowing you up, you're gonna lose the vibe. That shit over with, you feel me? So whatever will help you to work fast, and just for me, the MPC still is my go-to because, and now I got the XL, as you see, you feel me? So Yeah, I go ham on that. You feel me? Like I could do 10 beats a day, you know what I mean, on that joint.
That's what's up, man. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, brother, you know what? You dropped so many gems. I think what this conversation really was into was about the mentality of a producer and the mindset. You get what I'm saying? And I think a lot of young people, producers, rappers, artists, whatever, you know what I'm saying? There's a mindset you gotta like put yourself into when you're doing this business. First off, you said gotta have thick skin. You know what I'm saying? You can't be in this bad boy real sensitive. You know what I'm saying? Like if something ain't working, it just ain't working. You can't get, you know,
Yep.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then like the fact that your work ethic, you are something different from, you know, my people I used to watch was the Neptunes. You worked every day. You didn't care. You was in that bad boy. If you got a vibe, you vibing out, you know what I'm saying? And you going in, that's perfect. And we need that. You know what I'm saying? Because when it's time to work,
I wouldn't stop though. You know what I'm saying? And when you talked about the balance thing, like even to this day, bro, I still don't stop. So it's like I gotta learn that part of it. But the way I was successful was because I didn't stop.
Yeah.
Regardless. You feel me? So you know, I'll probably be doing this shit till I'm 90, man. The same way, you know.
I want you to, and I want people to understand. I want the shorties to understand that you want to get to 90, fam. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You want to make it there. So don't let this shit that you think, because life to me is about perception. You know what I mean? And I think everybody, you could take two people, look at the same thing and see something different. You feel me? So it's all about, you know, don't let this shit fool you. You know what I mean? Like, don't let shit fool you. Don't go along with, you know, all this old bullshit on the internet, how people trying to portray everything to be. You know what I mean? Stick to your guns, handle your business. You know what I mean? And know that every day you got to get up and be the best you can be for yourself. That sounds like some cliche, corny shit, but it's real. You got to be because only you have to deal with yourself every morning. Nobody can get in your brain and deal with the problems you got. You got to deal with that shit. So get up every morning and don't blame nobody. Don't think nobody trying to sabotage you all the time, which, you know, a lot of times we be thinking that shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that, but that's how the mentality of people sometimes be. Get up and be the best you can be. You know what I'm saying? Work hard and don't stop and don't let nobody tell you can't do it. You feel me? Because you can. You feel me?
Come on, man. Toxic, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for just blessing us, you know what I'm saying, with your time, brother. You know, I know you got a lot going on, but blessing us for this Black Music Month spotlight on producers, Toxic, Platinum, you know what I'm saying? We can find your accolades on Wikipedia.
Yeah, I'm platinum. I'm platinum. I'm a Grammy winner producer. You know, we did the Cardi joint, Bodak Yellow, co-produced by my production squad.
Yeah.
A bunch of other joints. We you know, we work with Selena Johnson very closely, which is one of my great friends. And you know, we got a new album we working on for her. This shit is gonna be bananas. You know what I'm saying? It's called Legacy. So be on the lookout for that. Of course, Twista, that's my brother. You know what I mean? We got some shit in the works. You know, we not only doing the music, we doing a multitude of shit. Like as far as content, Twista is actually one of the most talented people that I know. Like the man do like 80 different things. He's a ventriloquist. The man is a magician. The man can draw. The man can cut hair. You know what I mean? Like y'all finna see a bunch of this shit go on, but you know, since the industry is now content driven, we focusing on a lot of that shit too. So, you know, of course, working with Keisha Cole, you know, I had my first, my second biggest hit with Keisha Cole was with her and Monica. It was called Trust. You know what I mean? And I did Hope with Twista and Faith Evans, you know what I'm saying, which was my first big hit, which was on Coach Carter, you know what I mean? So, man, I'm working, man. I'm still humble, you know what I mean, even now, because I know it's so much more that I can accomplish. And like I say, man, I appreciate this opportunity to come on and talk to you, Nathan, saying, man, we got to lock in, bro. I really appreciate you and Bam getting me on here, man. When Bam called me, I was like, you know, thank you, Bam, because, you know, Bam always respected me as a producer and my talent and she always gave it up to me, and I just really appreciate that because you know, she did that. You know what I'm saying? So thank you too, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, this is, I mean, I'm just glad, again, bam, she put this together. And this was important, again, for us as producers to talk to each other about just what we do. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't ever really get a chance to talk to each other about what it is that we do, the equipment, the mental. Again, I'll go right back to the mental part of this, because some people get into this game and don't really know how to like really do what they're supposed to do. They get caught to the glitz and the glam. They forget that it's all about business, and then they forget to do the business. You get what I'm saying? And they trying to figure out why they get messed over, and it's because they didn't handle the part. They didn't get the assistant. They didn't get the lawyer. They didn't read the contract. They didn't do the split sheets properly. You get what I'm saying? Like basic stuff, you know,
that you need to do. And you know, nowadays, you know, they more in tune with, you know, the Instagram, or, you know, the social media, like really building their fan base, which is really cool. You know what I'm saying? I personally am not into it like the younger producers and other people, you know, artists are, but that's all good, because that's one part that is so great, because they can actually build a fan base and they know how to do that. But don't negate the fact that you have to have that business taken care of too, and you got to get that shit in order too. You know what I'm saying? And if you could get your social reach and your business together, that's what makes the complete artist or a complete producer or a complete package, where you can take your career all the way to the next level. You feel me?
Absolutely. Y'all hear this? Y'all talking to a man. Y'all listening to him. He's platinum. He did what he did, do what he's supposed to do. You know, and he's doing more, and he ain't never stopping. You know what I'm saying? Toxic, how can somebody get in touch with you right now if they wanted to holler at you, bro?
Hit me up on my social media, Producer Toxic on Instagram, and Producer Toxic on Facebook too. You know what I mean? I'm all around, man. And man, I'm just like I say, I listen to everybody, dog. And you know, you DM me, I'm probably gonna hit you back. You know what I mean? I probably can't get up with you with everybody, but I will hit you back. And if you need any advice or anything like that, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Especially for my Chicago people. You feel me? All day.
That's what's up. That's what's up. We need that. Thank you again for being a pillar in the producer community here in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? And all your accolades again, all the accomplishments. There's more to go. Shout out to all your young producers that's in there right now. Listen to him. He got the sauce. He trying to get you right. You know what I'm saying? Listen to him.
Yeah, shout out to my producers, John Boy, Maestro, Maeve, D Lyles. Of course, D Lyles is an artist here, man. He's crazy. You know what I'm saying? He worked with me every day. You know what I mean? Kodak, which is one of my incredible writers that I just signed, man. So my whole team, I know I'm leaving out some people, but everybody that's rocking with me, man, shout out to them. And, you know, we're going to keep it coming. But, niggas, we got to get up, man, and really lock in and do something, man.
Absolutely. No, I'm down. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely down. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the studio, but I'll be mainly just, you know, coaching the young producers that's around me. You know what I'm saying? Telling them how it works from a consumer aspect more than anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I need that because, like I say, I'm still grinding, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. Like, you feel me? So no matter how much I accomplish in this game, I'm still gonna keep grinding the same way. So, like I say, it's all about relationships, and that's why I appreciate y'all bringing me on, because I want to just keep developing relationships and keep grinding, man. Keep making things happen. You feel me?
Let's keep it going, brother. We're going to keep it rocking. Hey, I'm going to get out here. I got to make sure I do this radio thing, too. I'm over here on the radio. Right. I'm giving away tickets. But look, bro, we finna get up. I'm finna get your information. We're going to go in. Hey, to everybody out there, make sure y'all holler at him. He said he's going to answer some DMs when he can. You know, the man is busy. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, reach out to him. He'll be able to reach back to you.
Yeah, Producer Toxic everywhere. Producer Toxic everywhere.
Producer Toxic everywhere, people. Hey, it's DJ Nathan talking to that boy Toxic, platinum producer, right here on Power 92. Let's go.
Power 92.3 FM.